Login accepted.
Hi, I'm Anson. I'm just reintroducing myself, but I'm a fourth year CS student. And as Molly and Jessica said before, I'm director of membership. So please join PALS. That's how I got my start in cybersecurity and also how I got my job at Taco Bell IT. Signups are closing, and also we do have limited spots this year because we don't want the groups to be as big and, have misscheduling issues. So please join, please scan it. That's all.
Um, where's it going? Next up, we have our alumni coordinator.
Hi. Thank you. I'm Meva. I'm the alumni coordinator. Alumni relations coordinator, sorry. Um, and yeah, I just want to talk about alumni mentorship. So like if you're looking for any jobs or internships right now, I feel like it would be really helpful for you because you get one-on-one mentoring. You get to be paired with a CPP alumni, and it's a great networking and learning opportunity. And you get to learn it all about like your alumni that you're paired with experiences. You get to ask them questions, and you can get resume reviews, LinkedIn reviews, mock reviews, and maybe even like a potential referral for like any internships or jobs. So there's the QR code to scan, and there's also like a link if you want to do it that way. And the signups do end like on Friday. So if you want to sign up, sign up when you can. And if you have any questions, you can either ask me in person or like the Discord is right there. So yeah, sign up, guys.
All right, so we're going to get started with the presentation. My name is Molly. I am a second year computer information systems major. And yeah, I am this year's Swintern lead. Swinterns are going to be our workshop interns. We have a few here right now, and they're going to help build out some pretty cool ideas, and you'll see them in the spring.
All right, my name is Jessica, and I'm a fourth year computer information systems major, and I'm the director of marketing. So I'm in charge of a lot of the merch, a lot of the graphics, and also social media and whatnot. But Molly and I essentially run as like a two-team kind of person. All right, next slide, please. So table of contents. What exactly is OSINT? Getting started with OSINT, the tool demo, and resources on what to use and how to use OSINT, essentially. So what exactly is OSINT? So OSINT stands for Open Source Intelligence. Have you ever wished on your ops downfall on LinkedIn? Have you ever looked at Rate My Professor for good teachers so your semester doesn't suck? Have you ever guessed what country something is from like a random wet patch of grass? Congratulations. Those are all OSINTs. OSINT is a really fancy way of saying, hey, find a publicly available information. So literally anything like Google searching or like looking at people's Instagram, that technically counts as OSINT. Next. So why should you learn OSINT? In terms of cybersecurity, we need to understand the attacker. Y'all seriously need to learn how much public data can be found. It's really scary. Please protect your own. Erase your traces if possible. And of course, this is also an important part in cybersecurity, threat intelligence and or reconnaissance. You do need to gather information on your target and their network in order to, do your work, essentially. All right, so we have some OSINT pathways. You can do national security, journalism, research, law enforcement, criminal justice, and intelligence analyst. There's a lot of finding information, what to do with that information, where to go. It's just very heavily research based.
Yeah,
Click the
this
slide.
is like your
Awful. All right, so getting started on OSINT. All right, so we have the OSINT process, right? Let's just say I have a crush on this guy in my CIS class, right? So I've ID'd that source. I've ID'd that source and think, okay, I found out about his name. Where should I go next? I should go to Instagram. So I will be harvesting the data from Instagram. Does he follow 280 e-girls out of his 300 followers? Does he have a clapped blacked out 370Z? Does he like matcha? Does he like Levy? Who knows, right? I'm trying to find information on this guy. What does he like? So I process the data. Okay, I take note. This is his name. This is on his highlights. This is what he follows. These are his followers. And then I analyze the data next. So I will bring this data all together and then analyze my next move. Wow, do I want to dress up as an e-girl and then interact with him next in order to gather more information on him, on whether or not I like this person? Let's find out about that. That's also, completely dependent on me. So that's how it is for the OSINT process, essentially. All right, so first and foremost, we have Google dorking. It is using search operators to manipulate Google searches. You can find old versions of pages, open directories, forgotten public files, etc. And in this case, it's just like cats. It's not Google dorking just yet. But if you type in file type :PDF cats, you can immediately find PDF about cats. And then you can also search Excel sheets that are all public. And however, this does manipulate like Google ranking algorithm. Oftentimes, those with higher reputation like .edu and or .gov can rank higher. So like file type XLSX and then string Emma Watson, right? And you can find it in whatever Kentucky. Yeah, sure.
So, since the domain of this like Kentucky source is like a government website ranks higher, you don't see Emma Watson like the celebrity, even though that would show up if it was otherwise.
It's whatever string contains Emma Watson, essentially, is what Molly's trying to say. And there you go. There's also file type XLSX, name and email, Washington Secretary of State. Any words with name on or email will be shown. .gov, .edu, .edu. So, if none of you care about your cybersecurity practices, feel free to upload your env config files. It will make our job significantly easier. Thank you. But okay, don't actually do that since you're all here in Swift, right? env files should never, absolutely ever be public. It contains API keys, database usernames, and passwords. So please don't put that in public. If you're going to upload your file in GitHub, use gitignore. So yeah, essentially attackers can connect to your database, steal data, access sensitive credentials because, well, your password and everything is like in the env file. And this can trigger debug mode to show internal errors. And this is what Molly found in the liminal website that which I
Yeah, there's a little thing also, like you see right here, there's like no password right there.
yeah.
When that one has like ABC, that's like a test file. This is an actual site someone put up and there's no password. So don't do that.
Yes. Oh, shoot. All right, so for Google dorking, there are a lot of commands. Like you saw earlier, there was file type, and file type is for, specific file types like PDF or XLS. And there's others like exe, finding like a specific file extension in URL, which searches for a keyword within URL, anything related to like specific URLs for related and whatnot. You do need to know these commands to do Google dorking, but it's just like playing around with the terminals essentially. So why are there so many tools? These are the OSINT landscape. There's like social media platforms, there's like radios, webcams, of course, just like a lot of other website and sites. A lot of these platforms are specified for a lot of specific functions. Like for example, some are more specialized towards reverse image search. Some are more specialized for like steganography or like analyzing layers and or metadata. All right, so these are some terms that you might want to know. Web crawlers, archiving, robots.txt. Like what are those? So web crawlers are bots that looks at all data in the World Wide Web. They're also known as like spider bots or just spiders. A lot of AI and search engines, if not all nowadays, really, since they're pretty accessible, they use this for content farming. We also have something called archiving, which is essentially where someone or something keeps data in a specialized place, specifically for, like historical or data that are not needed anymore, but may be needed somewhere else, such as the Internet Archive, which a lot of you may have used. And then we also have robots.txt. This is just a text file that tells web crawlers what content can be accessed. It's just a .txt file saying like, yo, can you please not access this? Please and thank you. And of course, if the bots are malicious, they will ignore that. So how can you use robots.txt for OSINT? Again, it's just a text file at the root of the website. It already like went over this. If there's no robots.txt, crawlers assume that full access is allowed. This is an example of Wattpad. This is like okay. You want to read it? Or? Okay. This is our Wattpad. It's hiring, right? This website is hiring. So you are not allowing these crawlers to essentially look at like the library, their work, notifications, user inbox, etc., etc. But if they are malicious bots, they're gonna check it out anyways. So supernatural fan fiction. Cool, cool. Okay. Anyways, okay. So there's another example with LinkedIn.com. You can't use web crawler to access LinkedIn learning content, job applications, private profiles, etc. But again, this is just a .txt file, so it can't really do much unless the robots.txt, unless the web crawlers itself is coded to be like, yo, if you see something like this, don't go. But again, malicious bots, they will ignore that. All right, OSINT tools.
This is the long part. So first up, we have search and discovery. So the main site people look at is the Wayback Machine, which is under the Internet Archive. This views historical snapshots of websites. And the Wayback Machine actually does not honor robots.txt, which is that text file that tells the crawler which sites they can look at, which ones they can't. And this is because the Wayback Machine wanted to prioritize archival over just having that data private, because a lot of malicious actors got away with blocking access to public records by putting them on robots.txt. So it turned out to not be so great for privacy. An example is when CPP updated their website and it had a lot of broken links. And so I used to always go to this like site, but I put on Wayback Machine, so it was like the older site, so it wasn't broken, and I could look at the actual links. And so, yeah, I think these times might still be like relevant, but I prefer the old one, so I can just go to this site and look at it whenever I want. Very convenient. Next up, we have Shodan. This scans the entire network for devices and services that are publicly accessible. This can be open ports, device types, geolocation, banner info, ISP data, SSL certs, and CVEs. So a CVE is a common vulnerability and exposure. Do you guys know what a CVE is? Have you heard of that before? Raise your hand if you know what a CVE is. No? Okay. So you see up here in the terminal, I looked at this IP, and it's all the CVEs that Walmart.com is vulnerable to. So if we look up one of these, let me see.
Oh wait, I don't think it's showing.
I can just talk about it, I guess.
Okay.
22028. Let's see. One of them is CVE 2023-22028, which is a vulnerability in the MySQL Server product of Oracle MySQL. Basically, there's just a lot of info on every one of these CVEs. And if you have this information, you're trying to like target a website and you have all this data, you know, it's a pretty good start to see all their vulnerabilities. Next up, we have reverse image search. So I'm sure you guys have used this before. It's used to identify images, faces, and locations. You can spot like catfish pictures if someone uses a picture for their profile picture, or like they're trying to say, "Oh, I live at this house," or like I'm this person, but you can tell they're not because you know reverse image search. You can find the earliest upload of an image or other similar content, like this cat. Now we know it's a Scottish fold, thanks to Google. And this kind of shows the difference between an AI-based reverse image search and a web crawler. So this one right here is Google Images. You can see that I put in a picture of a cat that I saw, and it shows all these different similar pictures. But you see on TinEye, it says 0 matches, even though both are reverse image searches, but TinEye only searches for images on the web. So I never uploaded that picture. It's just in my camera roll, so they can't find it. So it's really important to know the tools you're using and make sure that you can leverage them, because you might run into this issue and not know what to do. So make sure to use all the tools available to you. You want to talk about this?
Sure. So Google, it's a really big company, right? Of course, it uses its own freaking image crawler and its own Google Lens AI. We also have Yandex.com, which is actually Russia's biggest search engine. So this is comparable to Google and Meta in terms of inner workings. They have their own mail, they have their own like music, they have their own. It's a really big company essentially. We also have TinEye, which Molly touched upon previously, which crawls the entire internet to find exact matches online, but we recommend you using multiple tools because TinEye might not be the most accurate. We also have Lenzo.ai. It uses a content-based image retrieval AI tech for places, face recognition, and duplicates. We also have CopySeeker. It uses its own AI image search. I can't find like much on its own AI essentially. It uses its own.
All right. So next up, we have social media intelligence. Like Jessica mentioned, you can do a lot with social media. With name check, this is going to check the username availability across 100 plus platforms. So there's a lot of tools like these that are out there to help people find handles that they can use for their own accounts. But a lot of like bad people, I guess that's us, we use these tools to figure out other people's like social media handles, because we can see, oh, Jessica1 is on Discord and Instagram and Snapchat, and I can find her everywhere. So instead of her using that tool to help her find more handles, I can use it to stalk her down. Next up, we have who posted what. This searches historical Twitter posts for verifying claims or finding deleted tweets. I guess we're like at that time where Twitter is like a big source for historical news, which I guess it is. A lot of like presidents are on it. Like everyone's on Twitter. So this is very useful to see, who posted what. Next up, there is a tool called Creepy. It's just called that. This uses geolocation OSINT. It's a geolocation OSINT tool that uses social media metadata. And basically, it finds like the locations that people put on their stories and their posts, and they kind of log them in this very creepy map. And it maps the user activity based on those posted location tags. So if you have like location on for your like photos, you might see a map. But using this tool, you can look at, I guess, someone else's social media and see where they've been. And you have a whole like dashboard of where they were. So I honestly don't know why someone would really use this, but it's available if you want to. Next up, we have something called sock puppets. So this is a term used to describe fake online identities used by investigators. And an example is in 2011, the U.S. Central Command's they launched a thing called the Operation Earnest Voice, which made fake Twitter and Facebook sock puppets to spread pro-American propaganda in the Middle East following, 2011. So they were pretty successful for a little while, I'm assuming, until they got found out. And a lot of like the workers, I think each one had over 10 accounts they were spreading all this information on. So even though, it feels like a very childish thing to make like Finstas and all that, it's definitely a thing that people do, even government people. But yeah, it didn't work out for them because they found out, but they might still be doing that. Next up, we have domain and network intelligence. This is used to discover publicly available data about domains, subdomains, emails, and infrastructure. So if we look at hunter.io, this is going to help you find email addresses associated with a domain and verifies deliverability. And so if someone like gives you an email and they gave you like a fake email or like a wrong email, you can find out. And this is kind of just like a platform where you can find people. I've seen people use this tool for cold emailing where, they can like find the exact person they want to contact for a job. And it's probably a little creepy for the recruiter because they're like, how would you find my email? But, it just kind of shows your skills, You won't stop at any cost to get that job. That's what you should be doing. Next up, we have the Harvester. This is a pen test reconnaissance tool for gathering names, emails, IPs, subdomains, and URLs. Kind of similar to the last one, but this is a lot more sources. It uses Google, Bing, Yahoo, DuckDuckGo, DNS Dumpster, Census, Shodan, and Netcraft. You might see that it uses Shodan, which is that tool that was previously mentioned. So a lot of these tools do kind of like compound on each other, and a lot of them are like one giant umbrella of all the different tools combined. So pretty cool. Next up, we have image and metadata analysis. Metadata is like data about data that might be like when it was taken or what camera was used. And they have tools that can help extract the hidden data from images, documents, and videos, which might include IP addresses, timestamps, GPS coordinates, edit history, user data, all types of little creepy stuff. And a tool that I always liked to use was a PariSolve, but unfortunately it's been down for like a month, I think. It's just like a little sketchy right now. But it has zsteg, steghide, outguess, exiftool, and binwalk. These are all like steganography, metadata, and forensics tools. And it's really, really good to have them all together, like I mentioned, because if you use like every single tool one by one, it just takes a long time. So a PariSolve was really good at just handling it all for you, but right now it's just not working. And this one was a steganography challenge. So I have prepared a little demo. Is it gonna show in the Zoom, Raymond, if I leave the tab? Okay. Okay, so if you guys are in our Discord, we have all of these like Chinese hamster emojis. But like from first glance, it's just like that's just some random silly picture. But you can hide information in the metadata. So we're gonna find that right now. We're gonna use this. This is a very specific steganography tool, but this is really convenient because I know exactly what I used to encrypt this, but usually you would need a tool like a PariSolve or just a lot of time on your hands to figure out what was used. But we're going to use this. Where's the image? Okay. There's our, oh wait, we're gonna go decode. We're gonna put this in our decoder and we're gonna see the secret message that has been planted for us. Does anyone know what that is? It's the lyrics to Nonstop. The whole thing. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, this is just an example of like you can put in a lot of data in there, and you can put like more malicious stuff in there, whatever you want to send over. If you want to like give someone a message, I guess it isn't very practical, but if you really wanted to, but you like be a little sneaky, you could send like a hidden message here, and like no one would really know that you put it in this like tool. But next up, we have geolocation and mapping.
So we have geolocation and mapping, as Molly previously stated. We have GeoSpy, which is specifically an AI-powered location model. It is mainly for enterprises and government. It's really scary, and also it's kind of expensive. because it's for enterprises in our government. We also have Mapillary, which is free, open, and crowdsourced. So you're able to access any cameras in the world because it's crowdsourced and open and free. A lot of people are able to upload pictures on there, and they collaborate with literally every single country, I believe. And then we also have, I know, we also have Bellingcat. So this is from the Who We Are section of Bellingcat. Essentially, it's a website where researchers, investigators, and citizen journalists are brought together by a passion for open source research. There's a lot of political news in there, and it heavily focuses on transparency, open source, and journalism. We also have SunCalc. It's just data specifically for the sun. We thought it was cute, so we included it. So if you look at the picture right there, which is that like really big globe, that's SunCalc. It just calculates like when the sun is setting based on the location that you chose. And it also contains, well, as mentioned earlier, geodata for selected locations on the map. There's also other calculators for other celestial bodies as well. Ooh, we have Dehashed. Dehashed is a limited free access like tool. It's mainly for corporations and enterprises. What it does is that it essentially collects sensitive information in public. So your information will definitely be included there, and it alerts you on whether or not you are experiencing any form of data breaches. For the limited free access one, it just monitors your account. It can't do like any API search or anything like that. And Intel X is horrifying, to say the least. It is European based, it's independent, and it literally looks at everything like IDs, emails, who is, darknet, etc. If we have an example here, I literally just typed in google.com and somehow, some form, one way or another, it found out your shop ID, contact ID, province, category, district, and like IP addresses and emails. I don't know, I'm scared of that one. Sure.
Someone decide they wanna like look at, we can look at it.
Okay, wait. It is European based, so make sure to don't upload any private information on
Take your
there.
suggestion.
I use google.com. Which one? It is also paid. Oh, it's all blocked out because it's pro. These blocked out information are all leaked out there. Whoever has that.
Yeah.
If you look at the full data, okay. So let's use, what is this? Skid bait. What is that? You can, the skid. Okay. You can open it, but again, it's all blocked out because you have to pay. This is paid. There's tree view. Oh my goodness gracious. Metadata, leaks restricted, general .txt selectors. Oh. Oh! Yeah, there's 154 of them. Social security number, credit card, MAC address,
Because you have to pay like card, yeah.
IP, email. Yep. And what actions? Find similar print report, or you can also remove content. No, well, I'm glad you can't remove content on that one. So that's Intel X. That's why I said it's scary, because it's literally everything out there. So
Okay, so next up we have threat intelligence. This is analyzing URLs, domains, malware files, digital footprints, etc. for malicious activity. So there are sites like, I don't know how to say that, Abuse PDB, which is a community-driven threat report of malicious IP addresses. So you can see right here, they tell you where the address was like kind of from. And if the whole community comes together and reports them, then hopefully we can all be a little safer. Next up is VirusTotal. This is for scanning files, URLs, and domains for malware. And this uses over 70 antivirus engines. And this also has a kind of crowdsourcing aspect where the more people that use it, the safer it is. There's something called an IOC, which is an indicator of compromise. And that is a malicious hash, an IP address, a log, anything like that, and it's added to the cloud-based threat intel ecosystem. So that means that whenever you use this tool, you're helping other people because you're adding to their inventory of all their malicious sources. And finally, we have more of our resources.
All right. I'd like to thank Daniel for giving us these. Thank you. So if you're interested, we have these beginner-friendly OSINT challenges to test your skills. So we have the Try Hack Me. Try Hack Me is pretty well known for its beginner-friendly challenges. There's the OSINT and OSINT Dojo. I tried a little bit of OSINT Dojo. You have to go through someone's GitHub profile. Yeah, it's really cool. And then we also have growlhicks.com. I tried to do the hard one, which is finding a certain I think it's called a Warthog. It's an Air Force plane where essentially it was like fueling in a quote unquote undisclosed location. And you have to find where that undisclosed location is. Somehow, one way or the other, I managed to narrow it down to 3 countries. And then we also have sourcing games. It's pretty cute. It's the site that Molly founded. It's essentially, what's up?
Daniel found it.
Oh, never mind. Daniel found that through Molly. Yeah, wait, no, through Daniel. Okay, so Daniel found that, and it's really cute. How you essentially start a game by inputting a password from a certain website. Anyways. All right, so we also have competitions with OSINT. There's a really famous competition called National Cyber League. OSINT, crypto, password cracking, log analysis. It's essentially everything but in a CTF style. So there's also a challenge gym with walkthroughs and or individual and team game. And it's not free. Generally, you have to pay $35, but Swift will get vouchers for for fall and spring. So stay tuned for that.
Who's done NCL or like? Okay. It's I really recommend it. It goes beginner level, even though a lot of these words seem kind of scary. I know that a lot of companies really like seeing people that know NCL because it's a lot of different tools. It's kind of a lot thrown at you. And so yeah, highly recommend. We will have vouchers for I think like 5-ish teams, or was it less than that?
Is it 5 teams?
Or was it more like 2? I forgot completely. Okay. Well, when we announce it, like sign up as quick as you can.
Sign up as quick as you can, and also real quick, if you get I believe top 50, it was top something, you get a coin from them. It's pretty cool. You get a specialized coin.
You can flex it on your LinkedIn. You can say like, I'm really good at NCL. Next up, we have Pico CTF. This is a free CTF by, is it Carnegie Mellon?
Yes.
They host it every year around March, so we just missed it. But it contains general skills, web exploitation, cryptography, reverse engineering, forensics, and binary exploitation. I think OSINT would be under general skills or forensics, but yeah, typically OSINT and cryptography are like the easier modules when you're doing CTFs. But they can get hard, and there's a lot of like very strange challenges. Do you want to talk about one?
Okay, I personally, thankfully, I've never come across any strange challenges. It's just been pretty much like typical reverse engineering stuff. So what's up? The Justin Bieber one, that one's an NCL. I had to look at his first purchase of NFT. That stupid monkey NFT is probably nearly burned into my monitor at this point. But anyways, I'd also like to add that Pico CTF is a site that you do have to sign up for. And it's completely free. It doesn't have to be a competition or anything. You can upload your own as well, I believe.
Yeah, and it has the Pico Gym open for practice whenever you want. They have really good explanations on how to do the problems and a lot of like solutions online. So you can definitely solve these. Like I guarantee, because they put like step-by-step walkthroughs online. I guarantee it. And that is it. Right now it's 12:35. If you need to go, that's all right. But we do have time if you want to try some of these trainings. Try Hack Me requires you to sign up, but honestly, if you want to do cybersecurity as like a long-term thing, it's a good account to have. But I believe these bottom 2 don't need accounts. But yeah, they're all pretty fun if you want to try them out. And yeah, do you have any questions about anything?
Comments, concerns, I don't know.
No, you're all freaked out. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
I'm gonna copy this sign. Oh, I don't have perms on this one. Okay, I'll leave this up here if you guys want to try some out. Yeah, thank you all for coming.